Hamas has accepted a new ceasefire proposal for Gaza, which includes a 60-day halt in fighting and a phased hostage release in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Now, it aims at facilitating humanitarian aid and addressing the dire humanitarian situation. This development comes after a fresh diplomatic push led by mediators Egypt and Qatar, backed by the US to end over 22 months of war. The proposal, which includes a partial hostage release of Palestinian prisoners, and aid entry has been sent to Israel. Israel's response is still pending. The Palestinian death toll in the Gaza Strip has risen to 62,004, with 156,230 people injured since October 7, 2023. Gaza's health authorities have claimed that 60 Palestinians were killed and 344 injured in the past 24 hours alone. Of those, 27 were killed and 281 were injured while waiting to receive humanitarian aid. Amid ongoing ceasefire talks, as Israel plans to reoccupy Gaza City and other populated areas. After visiting a southern Israeli base, in a video message, Prime Minister Netanyahu has stated that Hamas is under atomic pressure as he plans to take over Gaza City.
I spoke with the Minister of Defense and the Chief of Staff about our plans for Gaza City and the completion of our missions. Like you, I hear the reports in the media, and from them, you can get the impression of one thing: Hamas is under atomic pressure.
According to Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz, Hamas is willing to negotiate due to fear of Israel's planned occupation of Gaza City.
Hamas, for the first time, after weeks of not being willing to discuss any deal to release hostages, even though even Turkey had already approached it and Qatar had approached it, suddenly it is on the table. The reason is not clear. The reason is clear, and we see it now in discussion. Only their fear that we seriously intend to occupy Gaza. Facing this alternative, they are willing to discuss.
Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati and Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa visited the Rafah crossing as Egypt, Qatar and Hamas held talks in Cairo for a Gaza deal. Egypt said it is willing to join an international force in Gaza only if it is backed by a UN Security Council resolution and accompanied by a political horizon. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati and Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa urged Israel to increase aid entry into Gaza, noting that Egypt has provided 70% of Gaza's humanitarian aid since the war started. They visited Egypt's Red Crescent facilities and met with Palestinian medical evacuees at Arish Hospital.
We have all witnessed, unfortunately, the systematic targeting of civilians and infrastructure by the Israeli war machine, including the targeting of those waiting for aid, in addition to using starvation, even against innocent children, which has led to their death from malnutrition, lack of medicine, and the spread of epidemics and diseases in shameful scenes.
Israeli Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir says IDF is at a turning point in the war with Hamas. He announced preparations for the next phase of Operation Gideon's Chariots, focusing on deepening strikes against Hamas in Gaza City. Zamir stated that plans are being prepared and approved to create conditions for the release of Israeli hostages.